What's going on, everybody? John and Will, Law of Polaris. Thank you all for tuning in. Salute to all the subscribers. Salute to everybody who follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, who hit me up occasionally. I appreciate all the love. Let's get into it. So, Steelers Nation, one of NFL's most spoiled fan bases, were taken aback last season when their beloved Steelers missed the playoffs for the first time since 2013. Boo-hoo. Now, these fans of one of the most storied franchises in the history of the league wanted answers as to why their team, who for the longest time had a chokehold over the AFC North, lost the division to a rookie quarterback in the Ravens and were only 2 games better than the Cleveland Browns. And although there is never one reason why a team is successful or unsuccessful, fingers usually tend to point at leadership. And some were even wondering if it was time to make a change at the top, as this would be Mike Tomlin's 4th time missing the playoffs in his 11 years as a head coach. Those same disloyal fans who wanted to out Tomlin overlooked the fact that Tomlin right now is the only active head coach who has coached for 10 or more years that does not have a losing record. In fact, the only head coach with a better resume than Tomlin over the last 11 years is the great Bill Belichick. And even Bill has had his share of cancers in the locker room and even an open dispute with the legendary quarterback that has helped him win so many titles. So I felt that Tomlin stood at a crossroads this offseason and was faced with a tough decision: them or me. So I'm here to state in this video that the Steelers getting rid of the 2 biggest headaches, in case you haven't figured this out, I'm talking about Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, possibly saved Tomlin's job. And also why these 2 headaches will be disasters on their new teams. Now before you go all up in arms, hear me out. Make sure you subscribe if you're a new viewer. Hit that bell, be notified whenever a new video comes out. Let's start with Antonio Brown. Tony Toe Tap, as he likes to be called, seems to be on a downward spiral and unraveling, if you will, ever since the end of Week 17. Everything from the Hulk Hogan-inspired blonde mustache to publicly attacking his former head coach and quarterback, and now recently, unprovoked, taking shots at the receiver who will ultimately replace him. Smith-Schuster, who's done nothing but admire and show AB the respect he deserved. We see now from his offseason antics how much of a distraction he must have been in that locker room, especially when the Steelers were losing, especially when he wasn't getting his way. So why do I think he'll be a disaster with the Raiders? Well, honestly, because I think the Raiders themselves will just simply be a disaster. John Gruden spent the entire 2018 as if this was one huge offseason, making moves in the back office to rack up as many first-round picks as he could, while his team tanked on the field to the tune of a 4-12 record. And he spent this offseason bringing over problem childs like AB and Vontaze Burfict. And my prediction is that you're going to see Gruden not only blow all of those early picks, but show the world again, like he did in Tampa Bay, why he's so overrated and not nearly worth the $100 million 10-year contract he received.
Sprout left, exit, Richard Nixon. Hey, Tom, you like rock and roll? Let's go Led Zeppelin.
Stockpiling draft picks and grabbing every big name in free agency? Come on, guys. When has this ever worked in the NFL? And as the Raiders start to lose, it won't be long before AB is calling out Derek Carr or whoever they have at quarterback at the start of the season. Now, as far as Le'Veon Bell, he's a phenomenal talent. But I'm predicting his stint with the Jets will be as amazing as his rapping.
If I'm on the grass, I'ma get the green like a goblin. Hey, when I'm all on the television, I be eye candy like I'm Tomlin. Hey.
Because see, not only does Le'Veon have to get into football shape after missing an entire season, more importantly, he has to get into the football mindset. And one of the things we've all noticed from him in this offseason was that it was much more about the money than actually playing a sport he loves. He seemed completely content with hanging out in Miami, recording his rap album, spending the already multi-millions that he had. We are also in a league where, let's be honest, the need for a #1 every down dominating running back, it has less and less value as more teams are moving toward the running back by committee model, which is why Bell had to ultimately back down from his high ticket price. A guy who's 3 years from 30, on a team with a young quarterback, a pretty bad offensive line, on a 4-year deal. How long will it take? How many games will they have to lose before he's sick and tired of playing football again? I'm going to say, probably not long. On the flip side, let's go back to the Steelers. Tomlin, he's replaced his 2 knuckleheads with 2 young talents. James Conner, Smith-Schuster. They've already proven themselves as fill-ins for Le'Veon and AB. Big Ben can now, again, take control over the offense without his number 1 guy throwing shade at him. And the Steelers will bounce back. Anyway, what do you guys think? As always, drop a comment, like, share, subscribe. See you on the other side.